Welcome back, Rankers. Thought we'd start with a little bit of humour today. Apparently it's not illegal to circumvent the government's proposed mandatory internet filter, and it certainly won't be illegal to teach people how to do it. So, let's go and circumvent the filter. Well, it's not so much humour really, is it? It's more farce. But let's just say you use the browser called Firefox. Some of you may have heard of it. Basically, all you do is when you get your Firefox browser, you simply go and type into Google Tor for Firefox. And you'll see there is a link there for add-ons for Firefox. Click on that. And then, bandwidth has been a little bit slow today. Maybe they know what I'm up to. And then you'll see that there's this big green button here that says add-on to Firefox. And then you just click install now when that happens. And that's done. So that's that's about 3 clicks to break the filter. That's a $125 million campaign filter. I think the filter is reportedly at 48 million plus scope creep money. So 3 clicks. There you go. That's interesting, isn't it? And why this is an issue, apart from waste and apart from, well, actually that's pretty big, a waste. The reason this is an issue, if people are using plugins like Tor, which essentially is taking to different, what we call proxy servers, Google's not going to really know where they are when they're doing a search for your products or services. And the problem with that is that Google has a lot of country-based search engines. So if you're going in through a proxy, say from Germany or somewhere else, to circumvent the filter, and you don't control this with Tor, it does it automatically for you, you're not going to get results that are tailored to your physical location. You're going to get results tailored to what Google thinks your location is, and that will be dependent on what proxy Tor happens to be using at that time that you're surfing. So that means if you're a business owner and you've done all this work about, whether it be AdWords, whether it be organic search ranking, if you've done all this work in Google, how many of those people are not going to see it because they're circumventing the filter? Now you might say, well, Jim, it's probably a very small percentage. And you might be right, but how much of a small percentage is it? And why do we need that uncertainty in the marketplace? It's hard enough for sites to get ranked and get business and all those sorts of things. We don't need to be worrying about something else. Not to mention the fact that what happens when this filter breaks, does internet access go down because it's at the ISP level? Now there has been some confusion, mainly coming from our Prime Minister Kevin Rudd and Senator Stephen Conroy, in that no one seems to know whether it's going ahead or if it's not going ahead, but we're getting certainly mixed messages. And I think the main one is, can we all just be a little bit quiet about this until after the federal election, please? Well, no. So that is how we install Tor. But the uncertainty comes from, we don't know what it's going to do, and we don't know what the impact will be, and how much time and effort do we have to spend on analysing what that impact's going to be for no value, basically. A couple of questions on the Facebook page this week that I thought you might like to know about. Firstly, Rick Rafters has said, asking about multiple domains for multiple countries. Yes, you can do that, and yes, it's okay, and no, you won't get penalised for duplicate content. The way that you do it, and this, let's just say you have a .au, a .nz, a .uk, and maybe something else. Basically, you can set them all up as separately in Google Webmaster Tools, and then Google and the other search engines are pretty good at working out that the .uk one is the one that you want displayed in the .uk engine. Well, that's what it's going to display anyway. But basically, you set them up in Google, and you can use all those multiple domains, but just make sure you set up in Google Webmaster Tools, and that's where you let Google know what the domains are for, basically, so you don't get a duplicate content issue. And Craig Finlay has asked, what about domains that sound cool, like .at domains? Like, are they worth getting? Well, The thing is with top-level domains or country-level domains is that you can only really maximize them for their own country. Google is going to favor them in the results from their country. So it's not a strategy I would employ unless you're doing it purely for a business card and it's purely for brand recognition, but it really doesn't help in the search. I hope that helps you. And if you have got any questions and I don't get to them in my email, then make sure you go to the Facebook page, Stuart Media, and leave the questions there. And you don't even have to become a fan anymore. Isn't that great? You can just like us and leave a question. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.